Good day, everyone. Today, we are going to explore one of the most important foundations for project managers, understanding law and ethics. Whether you are managing a construction site, handling IT developments, or coordinating consultants, the law determines your responsibilities and ethics will determine the quality of your decisions. So in the next 10 minutes, I will walk you through three key areas. First, what is law? Second, what legal system operate in Malaysia? And third, what is ethics and why does it matter for project manager? The lesson outcomes will go to two ways. One is the origins of law and followed by legal issues in project management. So let's start with a basic question. What exactly is law? Different scholars actually provide different perspectives. According to Oxford English Dictionary, law is a general rule of conduct recognized by community. And Sir John Salmon described law as a body of rules enforced by the states. John Austin, on the other hand, calls law the command of a superior to an inferior, backed by sanctions. So all these definitions share one key. Law governs our behavior. Law ensures order. Law provides consequences if rules are broken. Now, if we look at the Malaysian Federal Constitution, Article 160 bracket 2 tell us that law actually includes written law, common law, and customs with legal force. That means that the Malaysian legal system is a blend of statutes, precedents, and local customs. Malaysia is one political unit, but our legal system is not identical across Peninsular Malaysia, Sabah, and also Sarawak. Two key institutions that unify the legal system. First is the parliament that creates the law for the whole country, and the federal court will act as the final court of appeal. So the Malaysia constitution is a written constitution unlike the UK, and the Article 4.1 states that is the supreme law of the federations, meaning that any law that contradicts with the constitutions is invalid. Now, the law in Malaysia fall into two broad categories. First is the written law, where actually consists of federal constitution, state constitutions, acts of parliaments, and subsidiary legislation. Whereby the unwritten law will be divided into common law principles, judicial decisions, local customs, and also Islamic law. So together, this will create a comprehensive system that governs everything from criminal offences to land matters, contracts, employment, and professional liability. Okay, so this is an overview. So to make things even simpler, we divide law into two major divisions. First one will be the public law. So public law will govern the relationship between the individuals and also the state. For example, we have constitutional law, criminal law, and administrative law. Criminal law deals with offences like theft, breach of trust, forgeries, anything that consider a wrong against the state. While private law is different, this law actually governs the relations between the individuals. This includes the contract law, tort law, trust law, So as a project manager, you will deal with a lot of private law, especially in terms of contract and also tort. Okay, so this is an overview. So let me further explain and highlight why contract and tort are so important in project management. So every project in contract law, every project actually involve contract. For example, project contracts, subcontracts, employment contracts, and purchase orders. So to form a valid contract, you need certain elements. For example, offer, acceptance, capacity, free consent, lawful object, considerations, and intention to create legal relations. If any of these actually missing, the contract can be considered as void or voidable. Okay, if we go to tort law, tort is not based on agreement. It's actually based on the legal duty. Okay, so if you breach a duty of care and someone suffer loss, you can be sued. Okay, so for example, like contractor creating nuisance, where actually stated in the law you should not do that. An engineer giving negligence design, architect failed to inspect the site properly, consultant estimate the cost incorrectly. So these tort claims will actually contribute to major project delays, reputational damage, and also legal costs. Okay, so this is an overview. And now let's turn to ethics. So, and this is where your role as a project manager becomes more personal. Ethics is the study of the right and wrong. It involves a lot of values. For example, we have honesty, fairness, integrity, duty, responsibility, and professionalism. Okay, ethics is not the matter of black and white. It's unlike you are calculating the project cost variances or developing a Gantt chart. Ethical issues often involve between conflicting interests, pressure from management, cultural expectations, and also peer influence. And last but not least, personal bias. So the key idea is that ethics will influence the behavior. Okay, so as a project manager, your decisions become a reflection of your values. So for example, do you report a safety violations? Do you accept gifts from suppliers? And do you inflect progress reports to please your director? And do you remain silent when a colleague is mistreated? So these are all the questions that you need to ask yourself. Okay? And in these slides also, we are going to discuss the factors influencing the ethical behavior. The slides also highlight many factors that shape the ethical behavior. First and foremost, peers. Your team's culture can actually influence your decisions. Second, organizational culture. Autocratic hierarchical cultures may discourage speaking out. And third is the power. Authority can pressure the people into unethical choices. Next is the competition. The pressure to outperform can encourage shortcuts as well. Okay, next, rewards. Bonuses, incentive, and penalties can distort judgment. Okay, experiences. If unethical behaviors goes unpunished, it becomes normalized. Last but not least, management style. Leadership sets the tone from the top, so the ethics is not only the personal value, but it's also shaped by environment. So if let's say you are the top management, you're able to create a very ethical environment. So most of your downlines okay, most of your employees will actually able to follow the environment as well. Okay, so let me try to summarize everything that we actually covered. So law provides structures and rules. So project managers knows their right. Malaysian legal system is made of written law, precedents and customs. Project manager must understand the contract and thought, and ethics guides us how we behave, make decisions and manage conflicts. And last but not least, ethical behavior is influenced by culture, power, peers, rewards, and management style. Okay, so as a future project manager, your professionalism is not only measured by how you deliver the project, but also by how ethically you lead your teams and also stakeholders. So that's all from me for this slide. Thank you.